One of the things that I wanted to talk about is my expectation about working with Footprint Productions uh, and the experience that I had in the studio. First of all, I didn't really have an expectation. Um, we started working on the album in 2020 and the beginning of 2020 when the pandemic hit. So March, April, maybe I started thinking about things, and then I think towards the summer, I reached out to him to ask, "Hey Garnet, I want a theme song." But at that time, I wasn't thinking about an album. I was thinking about a theme song for my podcast, Thriving Mindfully. Well, days or weeks later, I can't remember, uh, I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I want some more things done." And then it just kept going. And then it became, I want to have my spoken word added to it. And it was 3 songs, then it was 4 songs, then it was what it is now, 9, 5 years later. And so in 2023, I um, I called Garnet after my mom made her transition and I said, "Hey, I want to record the album in London. Let's make it happen." And so I flew over to London. We recorded it at Bonafide Studios. And one of the things that I did have one expectation, I thought I would just read, my poetry into the mic and that would be it. I had no idea that I would have to perform it with the music. And we only had 8 hours. And so I freaked out. And there was a very powerful experience in the studio where I I was freaking out and I was about to cry and I wanted to stop and quit and go home. And Garnet opened up that studio door where the recording area where I was at, and he gave me a talking to and was able to hear me. He had some compassion, but he also had some firm resolve as a music producer. And that's when I met Garnet Jay, the music producer. He was not going to deal with um my wanting to quit. He was compassionate about my fears. He listened, but he was not going to let me quit. And I had to get myself together. And I remember hearing my mother's voice, "Get it together, Madeline Sherrill." That's my given name, Madeline Sherrill. And I'm telling y'all, I had to get it together. And we did it. We did the damn thing. And it wasn't it wasn't me doing it. When I had to go back into that room and take the fear with me, I said a surrender prayer. The very things that I have been doing throughout my pandemic experience and then in my life, my spiritual practice of surrender, I surrendered. And I asked Spirit, my angels, my mom, my loving, wise, and well ancestors, my spirit guides, my master teachers, my Orisha, my keepers of the Akashic records. You see, I have a spiritual tribe. I called on everybody to anchor me and to help me get through that experience because it was intense. I gave birth in a completely different way than what I had been given birth to in terms of my art. As you see, my painting back here, which is called Creative Grooviness. In terms of my 4 books, I had never ever experienced giving creative birth like that until I was in that studio with Garnet, and it is a miracle. It was me surrendering and allowing spirit to use me as a vessel. Yeah. And under the support and anchored by Garnet Jay of Footprint Production. So that was the experience. I'll never forget it.